Welcome to my channel Value Old Coins. In this video, we're going to explore three rare and valuable Mercury dimes, the 1918S, 1928, and 1935D editions. These coins might look small, but their hidden value could surprise you. Some examples have sold for thousands of dollars, depending on their mint marks, condition, and silver content. We'll talk about their full history, design details, silver composition, rarity, collector value, and auction records, everything you need to know before you ever think of spending one. So let's get started. The 1965 Washington Quarter holds a very special place in American numismatic history, as it marked a major transition in the composition of U.S. coinage. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper, but rising silver prices and coin shortages prompted the U.S. Mint to change to a copper-nickel clad composition. This shift makes the 1965 quarter an important historical milestone. It was the first year of the new, modern, non-silver coinage era in the United States. The obverse front of the coin features a familiar portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. The portrait shows Washington facing left, with his hair tied back in a colonial-style queue. Above his head is the word liberty, boldly inscribed to represent the enduring value of American freedom. Beneath Washington's chin, along the lower rim, appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," which has been present on all U.S. coins since the 19th century. The date 1965 appears at the bottom center of the obverse, marking the year the coin was struck. Notably, there is no mint mark on most 1965 quarters, as the U.S. Mint temporarily suspended mint marks between 1965 and 1967 to discourage coin hoarding during a national coin shortage. The reverse back of the 1965 Washington Quarter carries the iconic heraldic eagle design, also by John Flanagan. The eagle is depicted with wings spread proudly, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons, a traditional symbol of American strength and readiness to defend liberty. Beneath the arrows is an olive branch, representing peace and unity. Above the eagle's head is a Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, a tribute to the formation of one nation from many states and peoples. The outer inscriptions include United States of America at the top and quarter dollar at the bottom, identifying the coin's issuing nation and denomination. The design is symmetrical, balanced, and deeply symbolic of the American spirit. From a technical standpoint, the 1965 Washington Quarter was the first regular-issue clad coin, made of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, with a total weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. The edge of the coin is reeded, continuing a long tradition meant to discourage shaving or clipping metal from coin edges. Unlike its silver predecessors, the 1965 quarter does not have a bright white luster, but rather a more grayish metallic tone due to the nickel-copper alloy. When viewed from the side, the edge reveals a distinct copper-colored stripe, a quick way to distinguish it from pre-1965 silver quarters. Production of the 1965 quarter was massive. Over 1.8 billion pieces were struck, as the mint worked tirelessly to alleviate the national coin shortage that had led to widespread hoarding of silver coins. The coins were produced primarily at the Philadelphia Mint, but because of the temporary suspension of mint marks, even quarters struck at other facilities during this period bore no identifying mark. This makes all 1965 quarters appear the same at first glance, though slight differences in strike quality or planchet surface can be found among collectors. Despite their enormous mintage, 1965 quarters remain popular among collectors because of their historical importance. They symbolize the end of silver coinage for everyday circulation and the beginning of a new metallic era in U.S. coin production. While the typical 1965 quarter found in pocket change has only face value, 25 cents, uncirculated or proof-like examples, especially those with full strike details and strong luster, can attract modest premiums from collectors. Moreover, a few extremely rare transitional era coins exist from this year. Some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets meant for 1964 coins. These rare silver 1965 quarters are highly valuable and can sell for thousands of dollars, depending on condition and verification by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC. The 1965 Washington quarter thus represents more than just a piece of change. It embodies a turning point in American economic and numismatic history. It reflects a period of transition, innovation, and adaptation within the U.S. Mint, responding to national needs while maintaining the traditional beauty and symbolism of its coinage. Collectors appreciate this coin not only for its design but also for what it stands for, the resilience and evolution of American currency through changing times. Over the decades, the 1965 quarter has continued to circulate widely, often overlooked by the general public, but deeply respected by numismatists for its role in shaping the future of American coinage. From its copper-nickel composition to its classic Washington and eagle designs, this coin remains a testament to the enduring legacy of the Washington Quarter Series, a series that began in 1932 to honor the bicentennial of George Washington's birth and continues today in numerous forms. In this sense, the 1965 quarter is both a bridge to the past and a foundation for the modern coinage era, linking the age of silver with the age of innovation, and ensuring that the image of America's founding father endures in the hands and hearts of its people. The 1982 P. Washington Quarter is a fascinating and significant coin in the long-running Washington Quarter series, representing an era of economic change, technological advancement, and renewed focus on efficient U.S. coinage production. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint and bearing the mint mark P on the obverse, a relatively new feature at that time, this coin stands as an important part of the copper-nickel clad coinage generation that replaced the silver issues of earlier decades. The 1982 P quarter carries a proud portrait of George Washington, the founding father and first president of the United States, whose likeness has adorned the quarter since the series was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the bicentennial of Washington's birth. The obverse design, created by John Flanagan, depicts a left-facing bust of Washington based on the famous 1786 bust sculpted by Jean-Antoine Houdon. Washington's facial expression is calm, dignified, and commanding, symbolizing leadership, strength, and wisdom. Above his head, the word liberty arches along the top rim, embodying one of the most sacred principles upon which the United States was founded. Just below Washington's chin, the American motto, "In God We Trust," appears prominently, reflecting the nation's spiritual foundation and long-standing moral conviction. The mint mark P is located to the right of the ribbon at the base of Washington's neck, identifying the Philadelphia Mint, which only began using mint marks on quarters starting in 1980. Beneath the portrait lies the date 1982, indicating the year of striking. On the reverse, the coin proudly displays a heraldic eagle design, another masterpiece by Flanagan that has symbolized American pride and sovereignty for decades. The eagle, with its wings spread wide, exudes strength and vigilance. It clutches a bundle of arrows in its talons, signifying America's readiness to defend its liberty and sovereignty. Below the arrows rests an olive branch, representing peace, the delicate balance between the power to protect and the desire for harmony. Above the eagle's head is a Latin phrase, e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, expressing the unity of the nation's diverse states and people. Encircling the design are the inscriptions United States of America at the top and $quarter at the bottom, clearly defining the issuing authority and face value. The combination of these inscriptions and symbols make the design timeless and deeply patriotic. From a physical and technical standpoint, the 1982 P quarter is composed of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving it a total weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. The reeded edge, featuring 119 tiny grooves, helps prevent counterfeiting and protects against tampering. Unlike silver quarters minted before 1965, which had a bright white luster and high intrinsic metal value, the 1982 P quarter exhibits a silvery gray hue with a subtle copper color visible along the edge due to its clad composition. These characteristics define it as part of the modern era of U.S. circulation coinage. The year 1982 was a notable one in U.S. mint history because of major changes in coin production. Due to economic factors, including inflation and cost-saving efforts, the mint did not produce any official mint sets or proof sets in 1982 or 1983. As a result, collectors could only obtain uncirculated coins like the 1982 P quarter directly from circulation or bank rolls. This has made finding high-quality, uncirculated examples quite challenging today, especially coins that retain their original luster and sharp detail. Many 1982 quarters entered circulation quickly, experiencing heavy wear over time. Therefore, specimens with clean surfaces, no scratches, and fully struck design details are now considered desirable collector pieces. A total of approximately 500 million 1982p quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a large number, yet not unusual for the high-output years of modern coinage. Still, the absence of mint sets makes pristine examples harder to find than one might expect. Collectors often seek mint state MS, coins graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, where grades MS65 and above can command notable premiums due to scarcity in such condition. In terms of errors and varieties, the 1982p quarter offers several interesting examples that attract numismatic interest. Some coins display weak strikes, particularly in Washington's hair or the eagle's breast feathers, due to die wear and overuse at the mint. There are also a few known die clashes and die cracks, resulting from misalignments or excessive die pressure during striking. Furthermore, collectors have identified certain off-center strikes, broad strikes, and clipped planchets, all of which add to the coin's collectability and market value. From a historical perspective, the 1982p quarter symbolizes a technological evolution of American coinage. The Philadelphia Mint, originally established in 1792 as the first U.S. mint facility, was by 1982 one of the most modern coin production centers in the world, employing advanced machinery to meet the growing demands of commerce. The quarter, being the workhorse of American currency, remained a key denomination used daily for vending machines, transportation, and retail transactions. The absence of silver in these modern quarters did not diminish their cultural and patriotic value. On the contrary, coins like the 1982p quarter continued to carry forward the imagery of George Washington and the proud American eagle, symbols that represent continuity between the nation's founding ideals and a contemporary identity. This balance of tradition and progress is part of why collectors cherish coins from this period. In circulation, the 1982p quarter remains a common find, but its true historical and numismatic significance lies in its transitional context and production conditions. It was minted during a time when the U.S. economy was recovering from recession. The mint was striving for efficiency, and collectors faced the challenge of obtaining high-grade circulation coins without the benefit of official mint sets. As such, the 1982p quarter is both a coin of its time and a window into the challenges and innovations of the early 1980s. Today, while most 1982p quarters hold only face value in circulated condition, uncirculated or high-grade examples can be worth $10 to $50 or more, depending on condition, strike quality, and rarity of preservation. Exceptional specimens with proof-like surfaces or mint errors have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in auctions. Ultimately, the 1982p Washington quarter is far more than just a piece of metal. It's a tangible piece of American history. It connects the nation's founding ideals, as embodied by Washington's portrait and the mottos Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum, to the modern realities of coin production and economic adaptation. It remains a proud emblem of American craftsmanship, resilience, and the enduring symbolism of unity and freedom that continues to define U.S. coinage today.